Now, the hospitality industry is one of those sectors that can turn around an economy, but also make good money for an entrepreneur. However, there are certain critical principles and values that a player in this space must keep at heart. We'll run through some of these in the story or experience of this entrepreneur.
We have managed to stay in business because our kind of business is all round. We have each of the units feeding into each other. For example, we have the farm in Luero, which supplies food to the hotel. And then we have the car rental business, which also helps to move the food from the farm to the hotel. Then the vehicles also help us with like airport pickups and drop-offs, as well as taking our guests around. Yes, so the farm supplies the food to the hotel through the motor vehicle units. Because each unit feeds into the other, it helps us to always be in season somehow. Because at some point the hotel is on season, probably it's holiday time, Christmas, then maybe the motor vehicle season unit is also on season. So since we have those different kinds of income generating activities that we do, we stay in business because we never run dry. It's either the hotel is on peak, or the car rental is on peak, or the farm produce is on peak. So that's how we manage to stay in business all round. The other ways that we have managed to stay afloat is by, of course, putting in more efforts with our marketing strategies, putting up big signposts, producing flyers and banners, all marketing equipment. That has helped us to stay afloat. Then also our relationship with our employees is not a bad one. We do respect our employees, we have a good working relationship, we pay on time, so it makes them love the work that they do. Also, because I mentioned earlier that the work we do involves farming and maybe then this hotel, employees also move back and forth. So it makes work exciting. Going to the farm to see how goats are giving birth, to pick eggs from the chicken houses, stuff like that. We also have a staff farm day every month. Everybody, we all go to the farm, participate in agriculture, harvesting, we do fishing, so it keeps them together. Ordinarily, a person with a hotel would need to buy food, and then they would need to maybe probably hire a vehicle to go and pick the food from the farm. Now for us, the advantage we have is that we have the food, we have the means of transport to bring it, and then we have the clients here to consume it. Because at the hotel here, we do have walk-ins who consume the food. We have people who sleep over, but we have parties here, we have trainings, we have conferences, so we get food on a regular basis from the farm. So our cycle has enabled us to be self-sustainable, in that we depend on ourselves for everything almost. Of course, running a business has got its challenges. Anyone running a business would know that there's so much challenge that is involved in running a business, but the main challenge that we have faced is taxes. We are taxed east, west, central, everything is taxed. You see, you are paying taxes right from the signposts that is directing clients to where the hotel is. You're paying a tax for that. You're paying tax for the property tax for the building, and then you are paying you're paying pay as you earn. You are paying a trading license. You have to pay NSSF. It's just suffocating. The taxing is too much. Another advantage that we've had is that this building belongs to us, my husband and I, so we don't have to worry about rent payment at the end of the month. So usually businesses are suffocated by both taxes and rent. But even if you haven't made so much profit, as long as you're not worrying about rent, then you're good to go, because nobody's going to come and close that you haven't paid, so you need to maybe vacate or something. So I think that's an advantage on our side. I don't think that there's anything that is going to just kick off and zoom up and run fast the way you like it. You have to be patient with staff, you have to be patient with everything, because you cannot make the money in a single day. And then you must be ready to make a lot of investments. You have a few rooms, you have maybe bed sheets, towels, then when clients come, you realize you don't have water heaters, you must put those, you realize you need computers. So in the initial stages of business, anybody that is thinking of venturing into any kind of business, you must go into it knowing two things. One, you have to practice patience, and number two, you must invest in the business as much as possible. It is only when you invest that you're going to get anything out. When we started here in COVID, the building was half done. It was just the first floor that was done, but we started anyway. Right now, as we speak, the entire building is up, the restaurant is running, and the building is ready. All the rooms are ready as I speak. And then when we were starting the car rental company, we had two small vehicles, 5-seater, that we tried to figure out with. Right now we have about 10 vehicles, so that's growth, and I think that is natural growth.
Now, you've heard sayings by many people that some entrepreneurs behave like taxi drivers. They tend to pay more attention to the customer they have at hand and less attention to those that are yet to come in. Now, today we're trying to find out why it's important as a business person to actually pay more attention to the person coming, in as much as you've got to pay the right attention to the customer you have today.
Don't put yourself in a box. Life is full of possibilities. I was a banker, I was a banking officer for years, and I'm now an entrepreneur. So I think you can always venture into a different journey, and you can be successful if you do your research. But also, what I would say is that we need to look at how do we incorporate innovation in our brands? How do we push our brands beyond just Uganda? We need to know that the world is a global village. Our products could go beyond in Kenya, it could be in the US. So we need to harness that aspect and make sure that you're not putting yourself in a box and saying, I'll sell to the immediate person. Think big, look at the bigger possibilities. We now have AI. How do you harness that in your business? Be more creative. Use technology to your advantage. This is where we're going. It's 2025 and technology is just getting better and better. And I think that is something that brands in Uganda are missing really.
Today, because of tech or technology, the world is more connected than you can ever imagine. Now, many have talked about the Internet of Things, and we tend to look at it in the formal settings of office. It has come to the farm. Can you imagine having a water pump at your farm, but you can remotely control it using a SIM card and other devices from afar?
My very first job, or can I say consulting, I was a solar consultant. And there was this specific project where we're doing what they call an energy audit. You move in the villages, visit hospitals, and check what kind of energy they're using. For this particular one, there had been solar systems installed, and we're checking if these systems are still working, if the hospitals are happy with them. To my disappointment, about 60% of the systems had failed, and no one knew. So that is the experience I had that actually got me to connect the dots. Of course, I have a background in engineering, and when I saw this problem, a light bulb went off, and I was able to think about a solution that immediately alerts the person in charge that a system is failing. Please go to this hospital, you need to help them out. And of course, beyond hospitals, I then also got to see the similar challenge in solar. And along the way, I also learned about the challenge of access and the high upfront costs of procuring these solar technologies. And that is why we kept incorporating even the integration with payment platforms and building a pay-go feature into our platform. So Innovex is a Ugandan technology company that we've come to celebrate today. So we are here to celebrate a very monumental event where we have partnered with a Swiss OEM, that is original equipment manufacturer, called ENOS. So ENOS, like you have seen, is founded in Switzerland, and they're the manufacturers of the brand of pumps called the Sunlight Pumps. So as Innovex, we've partnered with them at two fronts. The first one is we are providing a technology, and this technology is what they call Internet of Things. And this technology is facilitating the uptake of this pump. How does it do this? This technology, we call it remote. It is an Internet of Things technology, which is embedded in the pump, and it enables whoever is distributing this pump to know where the pump is, what the pump is doing, how they're using it, and most importantly, track and switch on and off in case the pump is not paid for. So the fact that this technology is embedded in the pump has given confidence to very many financiers. This could be banks. These people have run away from financing businesses who are distributing solar because you cannot trace. When someone takes a solar system, it is hard for you to trace where they are so that you can repossess it if they have not paid. Sometimes if they don't pay, there's nothing you can do. But the fact that we have this technology that is enabling the remote switching, it helps de-risk some of that money they're putting in these technologies, especially the solar water pump. So we're providing this technology to ENOS, and this is a Ugandan-made technology by our team as Innovator. And what our technology is doing is enabling this pump to get connected to the internet. So there's a SIM card that is slotted inside on the circuit board. And beyond the pump, we also have what we call the cloud platform, the online platform. This is where most of the magic happens. When data from the pump is sent to our cloud platform, we have quite a lot of processes that help us synthesize and analyze data such that we can provide useful information to the distributor or even to the end user. And these include things such as data analytics and AI. So as Innovex, we work with the people who are deploying these technologies. So we build for them this technology to enable them easily deploy, track, and also collect their payments in case they are deploying these technologies on credit. This is very important because if you understand the kind of infrastructure in Uganda, the roads that are still under development, sometimes the distances that you have to traverse to get to the last mile where you have put a solar water pump, it is very complicated for someone who has their main office, usually in Kampala. You have customers across the country, Arua, in West Nile, Western Uganda, Soroti, and you still need to service them. It is very complicated to run a business if you have to service your customers and you need to go there physically. So very many of them have struggled. Some of them have failed to operate simply because after selling, it is hard for them to service their customers. And that is what we're helping them to solve.
That's all we had for you on this week's edition of Man and Markets. Thank you for being part of the show. Now, from me and team, I'd like to wish you a very good day. Now, for any questions, comments, or suggestions, please don't hesitate to drop us a line on the addresses on your screen. We are on YouTube, we are on TikTok, we're on Twitter, and several other social platforms. Again, don't forget to visit our websites, www.manandmarketsuganda.com, for these and more stories. And again, for the contacts of all the people that we interview here. Until next time again, I'm Charles Boji. God bless.